So rather than be harsh on individuals, I'm past the point of getting at the players and you and the club. Let's be harsh on the problem. Why haven't we won silverware? What has been the missing links? Go and add those links to the chain, and hopefully next May there's something in it, really and truly, man. To live is to suffer in it, but sometimes you want to win stuff. Now, apparently, again, the ITKs of this world are saying Andrea Berta is a busy man. In Berta, we trust people. Arsenal's transfer strategy for attackers has been for Andrea Berta to lay the groundwork on multiple targets so the trigger can be pulled on a unanimous decision. Berta has spoken to over 15 attackers, and it will prevent a signing like Raheem Sterling. You become a negative connotation, and away from being disrespectful to Raheem Sterling, obviously, and I would extend that to Neto as well. We're running around on deadline day. It's not good in it, really. So yeah, that doesn't mean we're going to obviously get 15 players, but I guess they might be top players, top class, world-class players, steady eddies, developments. We're just ready to move in whatever action. And this is what we need, Berta. This is what we need. In Berta, we trust, man. No interviews, no chatting. It's just serious, man. There's just something about him. Look at him. Does this look like someone to mess around with? Please, Arsenal, man. I know Inner Circle's here, and he said, make sure you're prepared for a 3 out of 10 window. Let's just live in some hope, my boy. Let's just live in some hope. Charles Watts has spoken as well, and he said Andrea Berta can be a difference maker for Arsenal in the transfer market. There's no way around it. Why are you here if you can't be that? If you can't steady the ship in terms of outgoings, patting up the wages, bring in the qualities, be able to make something happen for us like in the January period, or do what we need to do in the summer. Why are you here then? And I extend that to everyone. There's no messing about now. Everybody needs to sing from the same hymn sheet. Arteta, Berta, everybody. There's no hiding place. Berta, I exclude you because you just got here. Everybody's on borrowed time now. It's put up or shut up. There's been too much talking. Keep your mouth shut. Get the signings in. I thought the messages that were coming out from Arsenal around the Newcastle game on Sunday were very interesting. They certainly did very little to dampen the expectations of fans ahead of the summer. I mean, Arteta, you've been gassing it. You've been saying be excited and that. In the last few weeks or days, better yet, you've been pivoting. You're like, I hope those above me do what they need to do type of thing. You had Josh Kroenke guaranteeing that the club would invest to strengthen the squad. I have no doubt you'll invest. But would the players be good enough? That's another thing. And you had Mikel Arteta insisting both before the game and afterwards that plans for the upcoming window were set and ready to be put into action. The line in Arteta's interview with Sky just after full time when he said, enjoy a few days off and make sure the ones upstairs, they do what they have to do, was particularly eye-catching. It almost felt like a challenge from the Arsenal manager. And to be honest, that is no real surprise because he would have been as frustrated as anyone about the lack of business that was done in January. He was left woefully short of options, especially in attack. I mean, I hear that, and there is a degree of us having to make money, and I'm not saying keeping these players would have made any difference, but the Eddie Nketiahs, the Smith Rowes, the Fabio Vieiras, if you knew, because he has said, I knew the squad was short, why did you let them go? And there's no excuses, man. Again, I'm not saying that's necessarily wrong, because I don't disagree, but I hate this narrative that Mikel Arteta is like a damsel in distress. Because, of course, we at one hand now, we know how the owners operate. We know they're not going to do what certain people do. And the bottom line is, if Arteta truly thought, regardless, you couldn't achieve or do what you need to do at this club, you wouldn't have joined it in the first place. You wouldn't have signed a new deal. And as much as I don't rate the Kroenkes, well, they've been doing record spending under Mikel Arteta. Wenger never got this. So how far does that go? Everyone at this football club needs to back up their ideas. January, I do look at the summer. I think it's everybody. January, I do look at the owners, if I'm honest with you. But everybody's in this together, man. That can't happen again. He knows it. And I hope those above him at the club know it as well. So you sound like you're part of the coach, Charles. All the noises we are hearing certainly suggest it's going to be a big summer at Arsenal. There's plenty of business to be done to strengthen a squad that is already viewed as being short in key areas. There are big expectations about what needs to be done. And that is why Berta was appointed as sporting director. The club see him as a difference maker when it comes to the market, someone who will allow them to get deals done that maybe they wouldn't have been able to in the past. There were plenty of other candidates for the sporting director position, and Arsenal believed all of those who got to the final stage of the process were capable of doing a fine job in the role. But Berta just stood out over the rest. They're delighted he has come on board and are very excited about the job he'll be able to do. I do think we'll see a significant summer at Arsenal. I mean, how many of these dons actually believe this, or how many of them are saying it because, let's be honest, you don't rock the boat too much. You're at the press conferences, you're bringing out books like in Charles Watts' thing. I hate him. Get your money, do what needs to be done. But if you're in the pocket, how honest are you going to be? And they might say, "Yo, put a little sweet in that, man, patting up the mood." Because we got to remember, these like everybody controls the narrative, you know. Like not me, definitely not me, but the bigger Arsenal content creators, they control the narrative. The media, certain dons in the media control the narrative. If you were the club, like, yo, I'm giving you nice little press conference access and doing this and that, put a little sweetener out. You got to remember, all of this is kind of mind games. Everything is said in half truths. Everybody's got vested interest. So yeah, man. Berta stood out. That's great. Joao Pedro has been linked with us. Did you not see he's apparently had a fight as well in training? And I don't really care about that because I think if footballers having fights in training was reported every day, then every team, every player probably gets into stuff, people. But can see why maybe it wouldn't happen, man. If he signed him, I would be more on signing him for his versatility. Of course, when we find periods how we have in the second half of the season, you could play up front, but you could play up front, off the left, in the 10. I like the rage you kind of play with. I wouldn't be against it. Apparently, Arsenal looked at Cunha. Charles Watson said he's surprised that he's joining United. I'm not really. United's still a big club. Eze still linked with Arsenal as well as a bunch of others. We know about his versatility. The fact as well that apparently he's got a year left on his deal and has a 68 million euros release clause. So yeah, Joao Pedro missing from Premier League clash with Liverpool due to altercation with teammate. So he's clearly been subject to some sort of discipline issues. What Gyökeres has told Sporting Squad amid Arsenal and Manchester United links. Gyökeres has kept the rest of Sporting Squad guessing over his future, telling teammates he's not a fortune teller. Mind games, specifically what has been said, people. Apparently, Pedro Gonçalves said the rest of Sporting Squad were still in the dark over what the future holds for their teammate. I asked him, and we all asked him. He says he's not a future teller. We still have the Portuguese Cup against Benfica to play. I have a very good relationship with him, but I don't talk about it with him. What I know is because of Fabrizio Romano, I'm sticking with him. I don't know if he's going to leave. What's going on here? Gonçalves believes Gyökeres is a different player to the one that arrived from Sporting. I feel like he's evolved a lot since he arrived. There are training sessions where it seems like he's holding back. Gyökeres and the rest of the Sporting dressing room have a huge desire to defeat Benfica. Okay, that's cool for you. We don't necessarily care about the rest. But yeah, he has been linked with United, who will take on Spurs tonight. If they get into the Champions League, clearly that's a bit more of a sweetener to get players, and financially it helps you out and all of that. As we already know, people, United also have more on the line tonight. L'Equipe report that the club will accelerate their pursuit of Sporting star Gyökeres should they win and qualify for the Champions League. There's a reality where they lose today and can still get him, or they win today and he still goes elsewhere. Gyökeres is one of Europe's most sought-after talents and a key target of Arsenal. After scoring 96 goals in 101 appearances in Portugal, having been signed by Ruben Amorim, the report claims United's interest is very active, while Arsenal are somewhat dragging their feet and yet to submit an offer, despite reports in Portugal that a deal was all but agreed and the player was expected to join the Gunners. But then we also here will see a conclusion on his future after that same said Portuguese Cup final. My thing is this. Yeah, like, only one team can get Gyökeres. Like, cool, you can't get Gyökeres. Make sure you get Sesko. And again, if Gyökeres, for example, goes to Man United, Sesko goes to Liverpool because he's been linked with them, that's cool. I really want Gyökeres. I actually like Sesko a lot. All right, they pick them clubs. That's their business. I don't want to hear we tried. Like, I don't know what striker. Make sure there's a number 9 in it. That's where I'm looking at. But there needs to be an ability to pivot, people. Everybody wants all of these players, man. So here's what it is. Ebola, apologies, earlier this week went as far as to report that Gyökeres was on his way to Arsenal after a 59 million fee had been agreed with Sporting, and with personal terms over a long-term contract expected to be a formality. Wednesday's report from France, which adds that Paris Saint-Germain are out of the running, entirely contradicts those. If United do have designs on Gyökeres, then Arsenal may want Tottenham to. But get off my screen. You don't know what you think. I was supposed to win the Europa League just so we can sign Gyökeres. Come out of here, man. Don't say foolishness. Who wrote this article? Alex Young, you're moving mad. Anywho, people. I mean, is this potential mind games from Declan Rice? I don't want to be them social media fans, but he did hit the like button on Gyökeres' tweet. Maybe he just likes the look of him. Pause. Now, the ITKs, I'm not endorsing them. I'm not condemning them. I'm just simply providing some talking points with you lot. Apparently, Mikel Arteta had Zoom calls with Garcia last summer. I understand. The plan for Garcia was to be Arsenal's number 2, playing League Cup and FA Cup games. Arsenal's data team, the data team, sees goalkeepers as an underdeveloped market and good opportunity for value and profit. They learned from Arthur Okonkwo situation, a keeper who may return to the Premier League and should have been sold for a lot more. He's at where is he, man? What's that? Is it Wrexham? Yeah, he's at Wrexham, man, where they're doing the Moneyball thing. Carl Hine, who I don't think has a future here, is currently in talks with clubs. He's born on the same day as me, April the 13th. Understand that some within the club have doubts over his ability on the ball. He's not the truth, man. Shot that, man. Hine may go on another loan to a Conference League or Europa League side to increase his value before selling. Bro, just come off the wage bill, man. Uh, Told that Arsenal are targeting players they believe are currently undervalued but have significant potential, with Garcia, Benjamin Sesko, and Embuemo all fitting that profile. Bring me Embuemo regardless. If you get set, listen, bring me Gyökeres and Embuemo, or Sesko and Embuemo. Before Xabi Alonso told insiders he was leaving Bayern Leverkusen for Real Madrid, the German club had been in a strong position to sign Garcia. Since then, Newcastle United, Barcelona, Chelsea, and Manchester City have all emerged as potential destinations for the goalkeeper. Arsenal believe Garcia no longer sees himself as a number 2 goalie. Well, I tell you a lot last year. So unless you believe he could really take Raya's spot, what's the point? And again, I don't know how much of a budget Arsenal have to play with, but if you're going to spend 60 odd million on Gyökeres, however much on Nico Williams, however much on Zubimendi, still need to probably reinforce the defense. Do you have 20, 30 million on the to go on a goalkeeper? I do have no doubts about his potential. Apparently, Victor Osimhen has snubbed the chance to move to Juventus, people. I reckon he's going to go to Saudi. But yeah, apparently Arsenal and Man United could still be in the race for him. PSG are still linked with him. He's got 75 million euros release clause, which is not valid for Serie A clubs. Is it just me, or does anyone else feel the boat's kind of gone on his one now? Like, it just feels like you're gone, man. It feels like there's something dodgy. What's been said here? Arsenal are set to officialize, I've never heard that word before, a deal for Viktor Gyökeres next week. The Swede has overtaken Benjamin Sesko, becoming a priority signing for Mikel Arteta this summer. The report states that fresh talks are scheduled to take place after the Portuguese Cup final on May the 25th, with a view to finalising a move. Meanwhile, Monday's Ajogo front page featured Gyökeres with the headline, "On his way to Arsenal for 70 million euros." Football.London says Arsenal have been long-time admirers of Gyökeres and have followed his development closely. His stock is high, but the club have already done the hardest part, reportedly convincing the striker to join despite interest from many other clubs. They now appear close to sealing the deal, which would send a strong message about their intent and ambitions for next season. After a disappointing campaign, this season was marked by injuries to their strikers, not just to our strikers, and not just injuries. Don't try and just paint this season about injuries. It's a major theme, but this is where the narrative is dangerous, that if we just had everybody fit, everything's rosy. It don't work like that. You know, it's very easy to fall for that, but fair play, which ultimately cost them the Premier League title. They'll be determined to avoid a repeat at all costs. And Buemo, we've gone over that, people. We're still linked with him. Apparently, his ability to play both as a winger and a striker is an appealing asset for Arsenal as they look to strengthen their attack next season. Additionally, the Cameroon international has proven himself to be a consistent goal scorer in the top flight, whilst his pressing and intensity are qualities that would greatly benefit Arsenal's style of play. Fair play. Real Madrid have been linked with Nico Williams, people. Real Madrid are apparently not considering the signing of him, according to some. This is my information, and I respect that of my colleagues at Marsa. That's what's being said there. Although this article is saying that they're set to enter talks for the long-term Arsenal target, people who did once upon a time come close to joining Barcelona. You can't rule them out, but it seemed like Laporte kind of distanced Barcelona from making a move. Apparently, we tried to sign him 12 months ago. His preference has always been to remain in Spain, and he's on 170k a week, people, which equates to about 200k in terms of euros, people. We all know Real Madrid have been linked with, they've got Hans Hausen from Bournemouth. We all know they're still linked with Zubimendi, despite everyone believing that he's chosen Arsenal. And now they're being linked with Nico Williams, people. Apparently, the president of Barcelona said he was one of the candidates we were looking at when we were evaluating options. We have a good profile of this player, who is an excellent player, but I think at this moment, they're evaluating other options. First, we have to assess what we have, and once we have done this analysis, we'll possibly reinforce some positions. Fair play. So it all depends what you read, people. You can air that. We've gone over the Gyökeres thing already. Arsenal apparently reportedly ahead of other clubs in the race for Gittins, and he's likely to cost 55 million euros, which is what, 49 million quid. Dortmund are in a strong position and are not open to big discounts. They know the player is highly rated and are waiting for the right offer. Transfer talks are likely to intensify in the coming weeks there will be new developments in the race. It remains to be seen how the situation unfolds. While the 20-year-old attacker is happy at Dortmund, he'd be open to taking up a new challenge this summer. The opportunity to play for one of the biggest clubs in the world would be quite exciting for him. Bayern Munich have also shown interest, but Gittins would prefer a move back to England. This gives Premier League clubs an advantage in the race for his signature, and apparently both Chelsea and Newcastle are keen on him, and as obviously Arsenal in the mix. Lyon have set a 40 million euros asking price, which has jumped up from about 22.5 people, which you see there for Ryan Cherky. Seems like everybody, whether it's City, United, Liverpool, Spurs, Dortmund, AC Milan, everybody but Atalanta, everyone but my football club is in for this star boy. It don't make no sense. Arsenal are prepared to offer Trossard a new contract during the off-season despite interest from Saudi Pro League clubs. At what point are we going to have to say, you know what, Trossard, you're not looking like you want to sign a new deal? What's going on here, people? I don't mind keeping Trossard as part of the squad. I think we need a bigger squad, and you as a rotation option, it makes sense. We're still linked with Rafa Leao. I must admit, I don't buy it. But yeah, in terms of things I don't buy, or to be fair, this could probably be one of the more realistic of the Arsenal links, because we seem to love bargain hunting at Chelsea. Christopher Nkunku is struggling for football, and apparently there's 6 clubs across Europe pursuing him. Are Arsenal genuinely interested, or is this creative journalism, people? He struggled for fitness and form over the past 2 years. We've said that about several attackers, so why add the next one to the mix? It doesn't make sense. But apparently the English publication claims that The Sun, Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, who tried to get him in January, to be fair, and West Ham United are all interested in purchasing Nkunku this summer, while Atletico Madrid and PSG have registered their desire to sign him as well. Chelsea would prefer to sell him abroad. He's been linked with Atletico Madrid. Was he not linked with Bayern Munich? Good player, but you're one that, beyond, as dumb as it sounds, beyond being a good player, how do you help us? Like, what is your best position? Can you stay fit? Do you improve us? What's the wages? What's the transfer fee? It don't make sense. We only go for them kind of guys if everything we're doing doesn't work out, or everything we plan to do doesn't work out. Allegedly, Arsenal and Chelsea are reportedly both interested in signing Anthony Gordon for roughly 95 million euros, which equates to 80 million quid. He was linked with Chelsea before signing for Newcastle. We have heard David Ornstein say Arsenal admire Anthony Gordon. I don't think we're going to get him. There's only so many times you can link us with Hijack and previously Goalkeeper. There's probably a lot more players Newcastle would sell if they are close to this PSR stuff, even considering the fact that they got 20 million for Lloyd Kelly in January before they get rid of Gordon. I do think I overrate Gordon. I think he's a bad boy just because I speak to Newcastle fans. Like, obviously, they watch their team week in, week out. And they agree with me that he's a quality player. He's obviously good. I reckon he's better than Martinelli, but they want to see greater consistency levels from him, people. Apparently, both our clubs are eager to sign a new left winger. We're both linked with Gittins and Nico Williams. We'll have to see. I don't really buy this, people. It's easy to do these links, but fair play. I've gone over that already, so I won't waste your time. Christian Mosquera, who plays for Valencia and is a centre-back that was previously linked with Arsenal. Apparently, Leipzig are interested in him, people. Arsenal and Thomas Partey started contract talks quite far apart in terms of finances involved, but it appears a decision will be reached soon. Arsenal are keen to agree a new deal, potentially a 2-year deal with signs that something will get agreed. So that means one less thing to do in the market. Frankfurt have qualified for the Champions League. Still, apparently, Hugo Ekitike has confirmed he wants to leave. Again, the Athletic said we have an interest in him. And if you can't get the Sescos and the Gyökeres, this is something you're going to have to explore. Allegedly, soon after Berto's arrival as the club's new sporting director, Arsenal held talks with Hugo Ekitike at Eintracht Frankfurt. There was rumours that Luca Dean of Aston Villa was at the Emirates yesterday, people. Hay fever started to mash me up. And did you completely off topic, but on topic, but off topic? Former Frankfurt man, did you not see Marmoush's goal yesterday? Crazy. But yeah, on that, Frankfurt, in a matter of months to lose Hugo Ekitike and Marmoush, you probably made a handsome profit and a lot of money, but damn. So yeah, man, 84 million in 84 million in brackets, 100 million euros. Viktor Gyökeres might be the wrong choice for Arsenal. Working with Arteta over the coming weeks and months, Berta's decision on who to sign as Arsenal's next big striker could be definitive for his whole time at the club. Not really, because I'm sure Berta probably got a lot right at Atletico and a lot wrong. Not every signing that we make is going to bang. Arsenal have waited so long to invest significant sums into a number 9. Arteta has only brought 2 since he arrived in North London. Gyökeres might not be the right fit for Arsenal, a conversation that is being had among the club's fan base. He might not, but why? This article isn't saying why it believes it. However, Berta seems convinced about Gyökeres, and perhaps Arteta will ultimately greenlight a move for the Swedish striker. Ekitike might be a better choice for Arsenal in the long run, but at the same time, the Gunners need someone who can succeed right here, right now. I agree with that part. We have been linked with Embuemo people, and those links aren't going away. What is this? Arsenal have been linked with Gabby Vega, who us and Newcastle were linked with and are still getting linked with. He obviously moved to Saudi Arabia. I'm sure he's made a lot of money and he wants to head back to European shores. He's contracted until the end of the 2025-26 season, so it could be a little cut price move. Atletico Madrid, Napoli, Newcastle, and Arsenal have also been linked. The Magpies are said to have initiated contact with his camp. Such a football manager signing like that. This actually happened in Football Manager. Liverpool apparently will have to sell one of their current forward options before considering a deal for Ryan Cherky. So can we get involved in that and accelerate things? What else is there concerning my football club? What's this? Okay, we'll look at that. We'll see that. Let's go here. Change to the last hour. What does this mean? What does this mean? We've gone over Gordon. I mean, we were linked with, to be fair, he's doing well in France. If we're going to buy players from Chelsea, might as well get young players with a bit of upside. Smash the like button. Chelsea are ready to cash in on Andre Santos as Arsenal and PSG eye moves for the player who could leave Stamford Bridge without playing a game. Harsh, innit? They signed him in 2023 and he ain't really, he went to Nottingham Forest, didn't get game time, but it just shows how football is a funny old game of opinions. Couldn't get game time. Now he's playing. We've got 81 likes. We're flirting with 100 people. So yeah, what is this asking price? It was reported about a month ago that was interested. Completely off topic, but Todd Burhey, I watched Bloomberg. He was actually saying footballers. I don't remember why he was talking on Bloomberg. It weren't anything necessarily to do with football, but he was just saying footballers play too many games. Apparently, Chelsea are unlikely to give him an opportunity and recall him. To be fair, they spent 18 million on him. And he's valued at 50, could make a quick prof. Barcelona did want him previously. It never happened there. What is the asking price, though? I'm going to assume 50 million because it's not saying fair enough. What's this? Arsenal have made a 10 million per year contract offer to a Real Madrid and Barcelona transfer target. Nico Williams, surely. Oh, fair enough. Gyökeres. Okay. So he's got a 10 million per year offer. Or be to Cyprus, which equates to about 192,000 per season. Fair enough per week. Apologies. What's this about? Big up yourself, man. Having been on the pitch for all our 37 games, but hey, Trossard, because of injuries, you played a lot of football, ain't you? But I ain't finna read that. What's this? Arsenal's transfer plans have taken a hit. Oh, there is a Real Madrid. Okay, they've joined the race for Nico Williams. So you done me there, didn't you? That appears to be it, people, where the transfer news is concerned. Big up Aaron Talks Arsenal. Smash the like button, people.